Hello comrades and peers. After the more personal prologue, now the basics of campaigns in miniature wargaming. There are mostly two basic ways to go: the scenario-based campaign and the map-based campaign. If you are into RPGs, you know this distinction as railroading or sandboxing. The easiest scenario campaign is the so-called ladder campaign, a series of games which follow a linear narration, mostly escalating the story step by step. In Battle 1, the Vanguard forces clash together. Battle 2 sees more serious fighting. Finally, in Battle 3, both forces clash in all their might. A typical narration tells the story of an aggressor trying to defeat the border defenses with a small force. After this, the defender tries to slow the attacker down, to rally his troops, and in the last battle, the two main forces meet. The next step would be a tree campaign. The outcome of a battle determines the next battle scenario to fight. Here, the players can alter the narration through the action. This can be a small alteration or a complex structure of scenarios. For example, if the first game was won by the aggressor, the second battle would be a retreating battle or pursuit. If the aggressor lost, he has to assault the prepared position of the defender to break through. The third battle could then follow up as a normal engagement of the main forces. A surprise attack on the forming defense troops, if the attacker won both games, or a counter-attack of the defender, if the defender won both games. Now the campaign could end with a draw, a minor or major campaign victory, instead only a victory for one side. If there are multiple players, each can play his own scenario game at a level, and the end game would result in a big multiplayer battle with all participants. A scenario-based campaign can be supported by maps to give a more realistic feeling. For instance, in the Tears of Ishtar Warhammer campaign, the scenarios were illustrated on a decorative map to support the narrative. A real map-based campaign is a step further. A scenario-based campaign can be played with the normal game rules alone. For a map-based campaign, you need further rules. It's a bit like the old D&D Leaving the Dungeons, which needed a wilderness survival guide. Some rules, like Snappy Nappy, have campaign support integrated in their rules, but most need additional rules. For this reason, often board games are used to give these basic rules to translate action onto the map and to move your armies into an engagement. The easiest method are point-to-point maps. This makes location, distance and time easy to handle, as all three are defined by the map itself. No complex rules are needed. Armies march from point to point, and you can easily adapt special features. For example, a mountain pass needs a 1 to 4 on a d6 to cross, or you are delayed for one turn. A more narrow road could only be used by small forces and is impassable for bigger armies. One step further is to divide the map into zones. Bigger zones are easier to travel, and smaller zones are more difficult ground. Cities can become their own zones. More freedom means a need for more rules. How many troops can march into a zone? How are supply lines managed? Following the main road or from zone to zone? Step 3 is a grid map. All grids have the same size, and so a limit for troops on each grid is given. But how fast do you move? What's the difference in movement for wood, plain field or built-up area with expanded roads? Step 4 is the ultimate freedom of a true map, with its need for plausible rules, for movement, marching areas and so forth. Because of the more rules-heavy aspect of map campaigns, an umpire is recommended, or better a game master. It's possible to play without one, but there is a high risk for termination before the end, because this is often the destiny of a campaign. So here are some tips and problems which can affect all campaigns. You need to keep the game open up to the end. Players which sense they are losing often quit a game beforehand. There must be a chance to turn the wheel back again. Do not lay too much focus on the campaign itself. Normally, you want to connect the battles by a campaign and not make battles obsolete by movement on the map. In reality, Napoleon did this. But you want to play some miniature games. Don't forget this. In both types of campaigns, often small benefits are given to player winning a battle. Be careful with this. It's motivating, yes, but you can end up giving a better player an edge, which will discourage the weaker losing player and give your campaign an abrupt ending. These are the basics. Next time we deepen the topic and go into examples. Till then.